All right. We want to do some more examples in factorization of quadratic expressions. Factorization of quadratic expressions. Now, here we have 4 plus 8x minus 5x squared. Now, when we have it in this form, what I will encourage you to do is write it in the form that we had it first, with the ax squared first, then the bx plus c. So here, what represents our ax squared? This is ax squared. So we have minus 5x squared, right? It goes, the sign goes with the coefficient, right? So the number is 5, this minus 5 will go with it, plus 8x plus 4. And from this point, we can do our factorization. So the first step, as we said, we multiply a and c. So a times c will give us minus 5 times 4 will give us minus 20. So we want two numbers. When we multiply, we get negative 20, and when we add, we get positive 8. Multiply, we get negative 20, and when we add, we get positive 8. So what are those two numbers? So if we're multiplying to get negative 20, it means that one number must be negative and the other must be positive. And if b is positive, it means the larger number must be positive. So we will what are our two numbers? Now it means that our two numbers will be 10 and negative 2. Negative 2 times 10 will give us negative 20, and positive 10 plus negative 2 will give us positive 8. So what we do, we rewrite our expression. So what we will have, minus 5x squared plus 10x, take 2x plus 4. Now we group and factorize. Here our common factor will be negative 5, because negative 5 and go into 10. So negative 5, and we both of them have with it x. So our common factor will be negative 5x. So negative 5x divided by negative 5x squared, the result of that will be x. And 10x divided by negative 5x will give us negative 2. Here, on this side, our common factor will be negative 2. Negative 2, or negative 2x divided by negative 2 will give us x, and 4 divided by negative 2 will give us minus 2. So here our brackets are the same. So now we end up with minus 5x take 2 into x take 2. Alright? And that is our final answer. Okay? Now let's go up and try another one. Now this will look similar to the ones we did before, but let's see what will happen here. Now, here it is. We need two numbers. We multiply 1 times 16, we have 16. So we need two numbers. When we multiply, we get 16, but when we add, we get 8. Two numbers, when we multiply, we get 16. When we add, we get 8. And our number will be 4. That number will be 4. And here we will have x squared plus 4x plus 4x plus 16. We group and factorize. Here our common factor is x, and here when we factor out x, we will have x plus 4. Our common factor here is 4, so 4, and then when we factor out 4 by dividing, we will have x plus 4. Then we will have, when we put them in one bracket, our factors in one bracket, we have x plus 4 times x plus 4. Notice both brackets are the same. Both brackets are the same. And this, when we remember from our earlier lessons in binomial expressions, when we multiply and the brackets are the same, we call that a perfect square. So we can rewrite this as x plus 4 to the second power. No trouble with that. Let's try this one, where we will have to find the two numbers that when we multiply we get 49, and when we add we get negative 14. We add, we get negative 14. So what would be those two numbers? Now, if I am multiplying to get 49, it means the two numbers must carry the same sign. Alright? They must carry the same sign. So what two numbers can I multiply to give me 49? What two numbers can I multiply to give me 49? And add them to get 14. So what will those two numbers be? Now, what numbers can we multiply to get 49? We can multiply 1 times 49. Negative 1 times negative 1 will give me positive 49. But when I add that, I will not get 14. Negative 7 times negative 7 will give me negative 49. And when I add negative 7 and negative 7, I will get negative 14. So the numbers are negative 7 times negative 7, that gives me 49, and negative 7 plus negative 7 will give me negative 14. So I have my number. So x squared, take 7x plus 49, right? We group. Our common factor here is x. So when we factor out our x, we're left with x minus 7. And here our common factor will be negative 7. Negative 7x divided by negative 7 will give us x. And 49 divided by negative 7 will give us negative 7. So therefore, we put our factors in one bracket. We will have negative x minus 7 times x minus 7. And there we have brackets that are similar. And again, we have another, when the brackets are similar, we could write it in this form, x minus 7 squared. And here we have another perfect square. Perfect square. So we have one more lesson to do on factorization, and that lesson will be about factorizing with using the difference of two squares. And we will do that in our next lesson.